prototype projects is what the city's job would be, and then a lot of people from below starts feeding into that framework and making this scale up from a smaller perspective.
I think fully what I feel is the change should come within first. I think if we believe that sustainability is the future, then only we can do something about it. I think we at organizational level, what we did is, first thing, we took a pledge. Sustainability is not an option. It is our responsibility. And it is a part of integral business. If we have to survive long term in the business, I think future is sustainability. If each individual and each organization thinks that, I think, everybody can do their bit, and collectively, obviously, the big government has to give a vision to the whole thing. But whatever government do for a country like India, if individuals don't believe in that and don't contribute it, it will be just resting on the paper only.
So specifically in your company, like you said, as a corporate policy, you have taken the pledge that whatever you do would be green. So does that also kind of reflect into the kind of technologies you adopt or the products that you use, and also the kind of planning that you do? So would you like to share any specific example where we can see that commitment being actually implemented on ground?
Yes. The first thing what we did is, when we took that pledge, about 4 years back or something, that, first thing we said is, from now, whatever project that comes has to be green certified. That's an easy journey, we could do that actually. Then we said, no, it's not just starting at the green certification. I think we got to go much beyond this net zero. So for that, the technology is the only option that, unless we adopt the technology, the journey is quite difficult. So right in the concept stage, we start looking at what are the various technologies available. I mean, generally everybody does the sun path analysis, energy audits and everything. Then we started designing the buildings in the BIM technology. The first factors we did was all the premium and commercials. We said, let's do in the BIM, let's visualize the project. Let's see how seamlessly we construct it. With that, the biggest advantage was that the reworks and the waste generation at the construction stage was completely minimized. That really helped us in the last 4 years. We are measuring the wastages that is being generated. It has helped to a great extent, it cuts down on the wastage. In terms of the water conservations, with erratic rainfalls, even though we have the rain harvesting pits, unfortunately, they are not giving the right, results. We saw a beautiful technology of, we study the underground water, in our sites, right in the beginning. We're able to identify the positive and the negative veins within the site. So we collect all the rainwater into the tanks, and we could completely discharge into the negative veins. With that, we could see that not a single drop of water in the even heaviest rains I could actually discharge into the roads. I mean, these are very few.
I think that's very interesting when you mention things like BIM and all that, you are visualizing the whole green aspect right at a conceptual stage, how to minimize, the whole issue about wastage and how it results in, ultimately more carbon footprint. So coming back to you, Sudhir, now, when we hear initiatives like this where we are talking about at a design stage, they are able to conceptualize the greening part. What else you think that you could look at the challenges that you're already facing in terms of traffic and network, but is there anything else that you could do apart from within your system of working, but apart from just running the metro, which would help city become much more greener and much more efficient in its operation?
Srinivas, I think first thing first, I think you started with that, how we can, as a collectively, how we can give a shape to a city's architecture or something. On that, I just have one thought. I think what my both co-panelists said is 100% correct, that the things have to start from individual. At the same time, I think to align the individual's effort, I think there is something which is required at from a higher level, that is whether we call it as the governance or administrative governance or political governance, but a policy at level is required so that everybody's efforts are aligned and they come in a cohesive manner to help to a greater cause. Coming back to your specific question about the L&T metro, in what way it can contribute apart from just running the trains and hoping that it is saving the carbon footprint, now I think we are not stopping at that. Having said that, our mode of transport is more efficient, so that is by virtue of its design and construction is over. But now as a day-to-day operation, what we can do is, there are two folds. So one is that we want to make our operation as efficient as possible. So every nook and corner, wherever there is a possibility of saving energy, we are looking at it. We are making our the propulsion efficiency. Just to give an example, that our trains are having a regenerative brakes. So 40% of energy what we consume in propelling the train is again returned back by regeneration when we apply the brakes, and that makes our system more efficient. But not only that, we are also trying to, as I said, that L&T itself has a vision of making carbon neutral by 2040. And we at L&T Metro are also following in the footsteps of L&T. All our 57 stations, I am very happy to say that with very active cooperation from the IGBC, we have been able to get all 57 stations of Hyderabad Metro are platinum certified, and we are the only metro which has done that. So we are very proud of that fact, and we and our team are in continuous engagement with the IGBC. Second part is that on the energy front, I think because we draw our energy from the grid, which is basically a coal-based, more thermal power plant based energy. So definitely it is contributing to the carbon emission. So we are looking at renewable source of energy. And I am also very happy to share that we have used our station rooftops, the open land in our depot area, for the solar plants. And we today have an installed capacity of about 8.5 megawatts in our system, which is at present is about 10% of our energy is coming from the solar system. And we are already trying to augment it to about 12.5 megawatts, which will again give us about 12 to 13% of energy from the renewable sources. The only challenge I see in renewable sources, in the solar source, is that by virtue of the way our business runs, we have our energy demands mostly in the morning peak hours and evening peak hours. And both these hours, the solar generation is at a lower side. When the solar generation is at a higher side, our demands are low. So there is a constraint from that point of view, unless we have a very good storage solutions whereby we can store the solar generation in the daytime and use it for the evening hours or next day morning hours. I think that is one way to look at it. Apart from that, we are also pressing
சொன்ன